Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Market Misfit. So tonight we're going to be just going to look at Bitcoin real quick and then take a look at XRP. What we've been doing over there, we've been trading on the 15 and the 3 minute, but first we're going to come over here and look at Bitcoin. So just something real quick. We've been keeping track of our progress and, what we've been, even more so the more we've been going along and what we're finding out. Excuse me. If you hadn't done this, then and would just suggest it in trading, but in life, because you're gonna find out, or I'm finding out. Excuse me. Is it I deceive myself a lot, and if it wasn't for journaling, then it wouldn't ever figure this stuff out. So it will humble you if you hadn't, So if you're out there, excuse me, out there in Wonderland, thinking that you're a perfect person or trader or whatever, like you need a reality check. You're only gonna find that out through writing everything down and going over this stuff. So we had made a video before this, and this is about the third video, but just trying to get things right. When we started going through here, we are doing testing on fixed variables. So we found out that our variables weren't fixed. Go figure. So, excuse me. And so we went through a couple of times looking at videos and just couldn't. I was like, wow, well, there was another trading error. There was another trading error. And I'm not gonna go over every single bit of them, but that's for me to learn about me and what I'm doing as I'm trading. And so if and I would never come across these errors if I wasn't doing this. So again, this is one of the reasons why we do this, because it's um it's 100% necessary. If you're not writing down all of your stuff in detail and going over it, not saying making videos, but maybe a video journal might be a good idea. So you're going through this. First off, you need some direction. If you don't know where the heck you're going, you're gonna be here a whole long time writing about yourself, and you're gonna be seeing all kinds of stuff. And it could be a really painstaking process. I stuck to my own, ways pretty much for a lot of the time with trading. I said my own ways, was in a few places, but it's neither here nor there. But you need it if you want to get it done fast. The fastest way to do it is to get someone that's already done it and follow what they say. And even then, it's not as easy as you think because people will come to you, or you'll go to a person, or I'll go to a person and ask for help. And then somehow along the line, like you become a professional all of a sudden to the person you're going to ask help for. Go figure that one out. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then just start tracking your stuff, writing down. For this, I can tell you where we screwed up. So we're going along with Bitcoin sentiment. Bitcoin, the crypto market's obviously been going up. We're trading descending wedge into, after break of support, descending channel or wedge, broadening cone into support after break structure. So that's what we have here on Bitcoin. Drop this in the group, not financial advice, but just look like it could be a good trade idea. Still might be. Never know. Just got to wait and see. We have the supporting trend down here, and we haven't come back down and retest this low. So I was a little bit hesitant about getting into this trade. Got into it anyways on XRP. So the reason why we're looking at Bitcoin and trading XRP is because XRP is going to do what Bitcoin does 99.9% of the time. So, just get an idea of sentiment, what's driving the markets as far as fundamentally and everything, and then line that up with price action and trading with it. But as we're trading, you using fixed variables, this is the point I want to get to, is so where you're trading and where you're taking profits, that stuff's measured and it's fixed. For you to come out with the right numbers when, if you want to find out how to get better, and if you want to be profitable, then you can't go guessing on this one. Like how much risk do you? Today, I feel confident, so I'm going to put this at a 30% risk or a 10% risk. But yesterday, I was scared, and so I only risked, say a 0.5% yesterday. Okay, or I think this setup's special because I saw it play out a few times, And so I'm pretty sure that this is going to play out. So I'm gonna risk, more than I should win. And so these are the kinds of things that you really want to avoid. If you can avoid them early on, then you're going to be a heck of a lot better than you are as if you find them later. Obviously, you know, time is precious. Don't spend a lot of time wasting time. But anyway, so when it comes to fixed variables, we're getting this from Mark Douglas. So he talks about this in his 4-part. I think it was like some kind of, what do you call this? Like a convention or something like that. So he has a 4-part series deal on YouTube. I highly suggest that you watch it. And so he talks about using fixed variables, and this is what he's talking about. So you're trading off of a single time frame. You're using a single setup. You're in something that we're not going to go into on this one, but we're going to go into in the next video. So make sure and catch that when you see it. It's going to be about profits and losses, fixed variables. Right now, we're just going over fixed variables as far as instruments go, and we'll just leave it at the, what risk to reward ratio are we using. When it comes down to calculating your risk and everything like that per setup, then it's a lot different. So if anyone, by the way, if you hadn't figured this out already, that trading can be very difficult and hard to understand. And so again, if you gotta find somebody that knows this stuff already. You don't got to. I mean, you can go the hard way, but you do this, and then you still got to overcome yourself, because you can go to the best guru in the world, number one trader in the world. If you don't listen because you got a giant inflated ego, then you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting their money. And so trading ends up being more about self-discovery than it does anything else. It's about finding out what causes you to. So we know we broke out on Bitcoin. Go over to XRP real quick. It didn't want to take a whole long time. So I'm gonna give you a for instance. So this is what we've been trading on the 15, finding levels on the 15. Okay, boom, here. But I don't know if any of y'all see what's wrong here. We actually entered down here. We're trading on KuCoin, and this stuff is off. We put this in the signals, but this entry's off. So the parameter is a little bit different here, but we put the signal in the group. So this is a little bit off, but we're trading to break out. Not to sell. I saw this and it looked like a market maker move, and threw it in with the rest of the trades. And I did this subconsciously, and I didn't figure this out until just a while ago. So, and I was actually we're making a video. It's like, man, that's not good. So after sitting for a while trying to figure out, well, is there a way, what's going on? Because it entered down here, but we're talking about trading a bullish breakout. This looked to be like a market maker move. So you would see a break of structure opposite direction, and then you see price action pattern down here. We used an early entry on a market maker type style move on XRP. That's something that I'm not familiar with enough to be trading like that. So again, I didn't realize this until we got to the end of the video, and I got over here. I see I got pretty green check mark right here. Well, yeah, we did take profits, and this is really important. We're gonna get to this later on the next video when we cover taking profits, fixed variables. I did take profits right here. We did take profits. It hit the alarm. We're taking them manually on KuCoin because transferring from MetaTrader, these parameters from TradingView to MetaTrader aren't working very well. Anyways, fixed variables. So this, since it hit the alarm, we had the alarm set a tiny bit different, so a little bit early, because it hadn't been hitting it'll hit here, and then it hasn't been hitting. So that little bit of fear or whatever, I guess, moved over to KuCoin, is what it is. Not a big shocker. But anyways, the fact that I didn't notice this because it hit take profit. So it's kind of like I allowed myself to F up because it hit take profit. But I guarantee you, if this had done this, so we got double bottom down here. If this had went, here and freaking wiped us out, then I would have given myself a really hard time. And it just as easily could have. We don't know the numbers for this market maker on XRP. Okay, so What I'm trying to do is save you a bunch of time. If you're not keeping track of what you're doing, then keep track of it. You know, trade on a demo account if you're new, or if you're even if you're old, or not old, but like if you've been in trading for a while and you're not consistently profitable, get your freaking emotions out of the way at least. So when stuff like this does happen, you can figure it out for free and you don't gotta pain yourself. So keep track of your stuff. When you're trading fixed variables, we're trading the same, we're supposed to be trading the same setup. I think I kind of justified it right here because there was a descending channel. I saw an opportunity to maybe get a better risk to reward. So maybe, I don't know. I think I'm probably just making stuff up. I'm not making this part up. This was actually legit, the entry. But outside of outside of here, this is not. This is so it's like it's really confusing to try to, you know, relate this stuff because these are my personal experiences. I don't know what yours are going to look like. You know, that's why you got to do this for you, and you have to explore you for you, and whatever you're doing in trading, to make sure that you're consistent and be humble, because you don't want to go down you don't want to go down the road 5 years later and find out that you got this going on, or whatever the case may be. This isn't that bad, but we found several things within the past year and a half since we started doing this that, you know, have have really been like really big eye openers. And you're only gonna find this stuff in yourself when it's time to figure that stuff out. So just start just start following the plan. If you don't have a plan, or then reach out and holler. If you have any questions, reach out and holler. Just kind of wanted to go over this real quick and ran into those snags. But so this is what we have so far. We're measuring the risk, not just here. This right here isn't as important as, or it is. You need both this, and you need to be calculating your leverage to make sure that this distance is the same, even though we have it here. Like I said, if I was feeling, and I'm psychologically, I wasn't feeling as good yesterday as I am today. So could that be a reason why I took a risk right here? You know, I don't know, but I do know it's better to lose demo money than it is to get in here and, you know, learn lessons with, you know, large sums of money. But anyway, so when we're trading fixed variables, we're talking about XRP, we're talking about one time frame, and we're talking about one risk, one amount of risk for, and we're using two targets. So this is, you can't see it on the thing right now, but this right here is at a 1 to 1.57, and all these are one. Here we go, right here, 1 to 1.57. That's when we're taking profits. So right here, we are already in the profit, and we had exited because we hit the last target here, and so we re-entered, or actually no, we trailed the stop right here from this one because we saw this setup happening and re-entered it. So that's what that is. And that's why we put 2 down here. So we're taking profits twice on each position, and we took them here. So right now it's still going okay. Long story short, despite all this stuff, you see, don't be too hard on yourself. You know, you're here to gain information and learn from yourself. You know, how the market reacts and what the market does is not nearly as important as what you do. So that's going to do it.